So this is a little bit different. This
Thank
is
you, guys.
going to be, like an actual class. And so there's going to be a little bit of structure to this. If you received the email this morning, I kind of broke it down into, how we're going to do this. But today, what I'd like to do is first present to you some things about sugar. But throughout the course, throughout our time together during this month, my objective for you is to teach you not only what sugar does, the dangers of sugar, but how to get off of the addiction of it. And it's an addictive substance. We don't like to think of it as one because it's something that is part of our lives. It's something that we feed our children. It's something that is literally in 80% of the products that are found on the grocery shelves. So we don't like to think of it as something that is harmful, and it doesn't have to be harmful. And that's where the balance comes in. How can we have it without crossing that line and having it become an addiction? And also, do you need it? One of the top trending things that I hear is I need to have sugar. I need to have it. I hear that all the time. I had someone brand new that just joined the program. She's like a week old in the program. I think I scared her because she said, do you have any suggestions for my sweet tooth? And I said, do you want the sugar coated version, or do you want the raw truth version? She goes, give it to me. I said, you don't need it. You think you need it. We give ourselves the excuse that we have to have it. You don't have to have it. You've convinced yourself that you need it. And therefore you keep giving yourself tidbits of it, which causes you to always go back to having it. And that's why we're all here. We constantly do it. And over the years, I have, you have, we all have gone from reducing our sugar cravings by buying little tidbits of sugar. Hershey Kisses, let's just start with 4 Hershey Kisses. Well, 4 turns to, 9 turns to 12. And the next thing you know, there's a pile of foil on your on your dresser or your end table, and you've stopped counting. So it's not that you don't have the willpower, it's what is going on in your brain. And then from there you become self-defeated and you don't know how to stop. And so there's several components in this, and it's not just your willpower. It is not just your lack of control. It is what's going on in your brain. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through a little presentation that I put together, and then we're going to have some discussion. But before we do that, I'd like to have everybody introduce each other, because I do want us to kind of get to know each other in the group. And if you don't have your video on, you don't want to have it on, that's fine. But and this will not be this video will not be published anywhere. It will only be shared with the members that have registered for this program. Okay, and with you guys if you want a copy of it. So so I'm going to go ahead and unmute you all, and I will have you all go. I think you have to unmute yourselves, actually. This might be a new thing. I'm going to just kind of have you go around and do a quick introduction. And since this is a sugar addicts class, tell me what your biggest sugar indulgence is. And I'll start. My name's Irene, and I'm a former sugar addict. I have to say I kicked the habit, and I'm shocked that I did, but I did. But my biggest sugar crap was cookies, Oreo cookies. So, who wants to go next?
I'll go.
I can go. Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I'm Marissa. I joined Irene's initial program like 2 years ago. I am certainly addicted to ice cream.
Mm.
Hi, my name is Kristen. I've been with Maureen or Irene since I think last March, right when the pandemic hit was when I started.
Mhm.
And for me, it really is anything like cake, donuts, especially like cupcakes, like stuff like that is just my downfall. If it's a bakery, it's not, one cupcake, it's let's buy a half dozen cupcakes. And I'm the only one in between my husband and son and I'm the only one with the sweet tooth. So I love to bake, but it's like I don't, just because I know I don't have the willpower to just have one brownie or one cookie, because no one in my house would eat it other than me. So yeah, so it's really anything cake like is my downfall.
Okay.
Hi, I'm Vicki. I've been with Irene for a little over a year. I really don't discriminate when it comes to any kind of sugar. I like it all. Chocolate is my favorite. And I am like some of you, once I start eating it, I can't stop.
Mhm.
So I could eat a whole bag of cookies. If I had had Oreos, I could eat the whole bag.
Yep.
So
I'm going to piggyback off of Vicki. I'm Lindsay, and say like any kind of sugar, just depends on the day. Like maybe it's like candy one day, maybe it's like cookies the other day. Just like whatever's like kind of interesting combinations or whatever. So yeah.
Hi, I'm Kathy, and my go-to is chocolate. Anything chocolate, dark chocolate usually.
Kathy, you don't want to share how long you've been with me?
Oh, I'm sorry, I've been with you 20 years, but this program about 2.
Yeah, Kathy's a original. She was with me back before I was even a trainer. I was a fitness instructor way back when. So
Yep.
awesome. So okay, who else has not spoken?
Hi, I'm Alana.
Not fit right. Runner gets the
Whoops.
bad. Hey, Stefan.
Say that again. We didn't hear that. Okay. Well, let's. I didn't hear that. So let me just kind of call on people that haven't spoken yet. So how about Danielle?
Hi, everybody. I've been with Irene for a couple of years now, but I still have that sugar problem too. I kind of piggybacking off of what everybody's been saying. I don't discriminate. I love anything chocolate, and I'm the only one in my family who will eat it. And I have a 3 and 5 year olds. So that's kind of weird too. But yeah, it's all anything and everything. So.
Awesome. And Alana?
Hi, I'm Alana. Been with Irene for about almost 3 years in August, and I go through like spurts with the sugar. Like I'll be really, really, really good, and then something will happen, like Valentine's Day or Easter, and then I kind of like it just snowballs from there. And my biggest downfall is there's strange things, but it's like I'm addicted to the Lifesaver mints, and I can eat like an entire small bag in a day, no problem. I'm it's like my biggest addiction. Or like Rice Krispie treats or brownie or lemon bars. I don't even make them anymore because I can just eat the whole thing. So it's like really random but specific things.
Mm-hmm.
So I find like in the morning, if I don't put creamer in my coffee, then I'm good. But if I do, then it kind of triggers that sugar craving. So I can be good or I can't be good. And right now I'm kind of I'm kind of in between, so I'm like not doing too bad right now.
Awesome. And Teresa,
Hi, sorry, I'm on mute and I'm gonna have my video off just because I'm at my son's baseball
oh, no
practice.
problem.
But anyway, I've been with Irene since March and I would say I'm the same as everyone else. There isn't a sugar that I don't like. And once I start, I can't stop. And so if I don't have any, I'm good. But as soon as it hits my lips, I am done for the day and down for the count. So here I am.
Excellent. I think we got everybody except for Stacy. And
Yep, I'm here. I just have my video off.
okay.
Same as everybody else, pretty much. I start my day with sugar and end my day with sugar. So I don't like eggs and things like that. So breakfast items for me are just, I don't like sausage and eggs and things. So I start with sugar pretty much.
Oh, Stacy.
It's gonna be very hard. It's gonna be very hard for me. I can tell you that right now.
Okay. Well, we'll fix that. And Noreen. Noreen, are you there? Don? Okay. Well, maybe we'll hear from them later.
Oh, I'm here. I'm here. I forgot to unmute.
Oh, it's okay.
Okay. I just, why am I here?
Or just introduce yourself real quick and what your downfall is.
Okay, I'm Noreen Gibbons and it's sugar and mostly sugar in the afternoons.
Okay. So afternoon is your nemesis.
Yes.
Okay. So interesting, all of you were able to identify not only what your weakness is, but many of you pointed out the trigger. And that's one of the bigger things that we're going to talk about is the trigger. And so I know Alana, you talked about it, and Kristen also. Talking about, well, I don't make it because then it causes me to eat it. And one of the bigger things that we are going to discuss and learn, and we're not going to do this today, it's going to be part of the series, is identifying triggers and stopping yourself before going on to that next step of eating it. Because everything we do is about awareness. And awareness brings thinking. And so when we think about our thinking, it's going to keep us from executing behaviors that we don't want to execute. And we're really in control of it. But the biggest piece to all of this is that we don't need it. We think we need it. We have a drive to have it. And that drive is specific to the addiction. But once we get it out of our system, then we don't need it anymore. And all of you that have spoken, and I don't know if all of you that have spoken have experienced not having the sugar, but once you take it out of your system, I know Alana, you mentioned it, and some of the others of you mentioned it, once you don't have it anymore, you don't want it. And so we just have to get you to that point. I'm sitting here right now and I've cleared my sugar addiction, but I know very well that I could throw that all away by having sugar. So it's a slippery slope. So I'm gonna share my screen and really quick presentation. And then we're gonna do another activity here. Okay. So here we are. All right. So Sugar Addicts Anonymous. Can you guys hear my dog snorting? He's so loud. Okay. Sugar Addicts Anonymous. That is us. The sugar addiction. So many people have this addiction. What's interesting is many people aren't aware of this addiction. And this is the part of the evening that I have to call somebody to come get the dogs. Gonna be down here. Okay, so sugar is very interesting because not only is it an addictive product, but it is one in which the marketing industry has taken advantage of that and has pumped all of our products full of. And so since manufacturers know that people get addicted to sugar, they have masked the name of sugar by using 70 different names for sugar. And believe me, there are 70 different names for sugar. And I'm going to talk about those a little later. Secondly, they're mislabeled at the grocery store. So even when you know what you're looking for, you're being fooled because the way that they're labeled are in a way where you think you're getting something that's healthy and you're not. A lot of them are actually in diet foods. So you think you're buying something that's healthy. So here you are trying to better yourself, but really you're causing a sugar addiction. So you're buying a product that is healthy, that's going to cause you to lose weight, but really in a sense, it's causing you to grab at the cookies at 3 o'clock. It's out of your control. And you're doing it to yourself, but you don't even know it. So we're going to identify these things, which is actually going to help with the problem. And a lot of them are masked as buzzwords. So I'm going to show you what to look for so that you're not a target. And this is something that is really out of our hands because of the marketing industry. And what's even more sad is that there are actual, there's a lot of research that's gone into this where physicians and doctors have actually helped contribute to this by helping create sugars that are masked in ways so that people don't see them as sugars, but yet still create that addiction. So we're really kind of under fire there. So how does the addiction begin? First off, we all think it's harmless because it's sugar. It's in fruit. It's in most of our products, and we consider it harmless. And this is the biggest factor right here. We are taught that sugar is good. And so think back to the very beginning of time. And if you are a mom, a grandma, grandpa, you probably are guilty of this. What do we do when we want to reward? We give candy. And I'm not talking about trick or treat, you know, that's a holiday. I'm not talking about Christmas. I'm talking about in general, when our kids are sad, when our kids are hurt, when we want to make things better, we give them candy. We give them sweets. We have been taught since the beginning of time to associate a reward with sweetness. So to undo this, it's going to take a lot of mind work, a lot of brain work, but it can be done. And it's really what I do all day long. We are predisposed to reward ourselves with sweets. It doesn't have to be that way. So if you are a parent, a grandparent, watch yourself as you do this because you are contributing to this addiction. And kids don't know it. It tastes sweet. It tastes good. I think back to the years of my teaching career. The number of Jolly Ranchers I gave out, oh my gosh, for good behavior, you know, we're rewarding for good behavior with sugar. And it is a cultural thing, not only in our country, but in other countries. So sugar fuels every cell in the brain. Your brain also sees sugar as a reward, which makes it wanting more. If you eat a lot of sugar, you're enforcing that reward. And it's really tough to break the habit. So this is actual scan of someone's brain after they have had cocaine and sugar. You could see the exact stimulation. It is identical. And so I'm going to explain what happens here in the hypothalamus and what happens in your brain when you have sugar that causes this addiction. It is something that is out of your control, and it's something that happens at a really, really young age. But what makes sugar 6 times more addictive than cocaine is that the more you have of it, the more you need of it to achieve that craving. Where with cocaine, that is not the case. With sugar, you are going to keep needing to add to the amount of it in order to satisfy. And you're going to bottom out by ending up with a weight problem, with diabetes, with dental issues, and the list goes on. So are you a sugar prisoner? Well, if you're here in this class,